Drawing our building in two-point perspective. We're going to start with the horizon line that divides the sky from the land, and then we're going to add two vanishing points, one dot on either side of the line. This is where our building will appear to vanish off into the distance on either side. We're going to start with the corner of the building. This is the longest line. It will overlap the horizon line. And then we will create vanishing lines using our ruler that connect the point to either vanishing point. Any vertical lines that you make should be parallel to the edge of the paper. So when I'm drawing these diagonal lines that are pointing to the vanishing point, I need to make sure that my ruler is parallel, and then I erase the extra line, and I will erase the horizon line that's visible inside of my building. So now I have a cube that's three-dimensional, and I'm going to start adding in details. The first thing I'm going to figure out is where the middle of my building is, because it should be symmetrical on either side. So you make an X connecting your corners, and then wherever those lines meet, that's the middle, vertically and horizontally. So if my building is going to be two-story, which it is, the first floor is going to be at least the bottom half of the cube. So I do want my door to be as high as the middle of the building. And I want to make sure that I'm placing it vertically in the center as well. So the vertical line I made in the middle, that's my line of symmetry. I should have the exact same mirror image design on either side of that line. It's just in perspective. So anything on the right-hand side is now going to be smaller. My door has some details that when I'm drawing in perspective might be a little tricky. So I'm going to simplify this door just a little bit. I always start with the line closest to me, the viewer, which will be the longest line. I did decide that I'm going to do the middle section. Originally was coming out from the cube, but that's a little difficult. So I'm just going to try something a little different. To find the other side of this section, I drew a diagonal line to find out where to put the other side of this area. So it goes through that center point. Erase. Now I'll add the door that goes in the middle. So the frame of the door is what I'm going to figure out first. And then the sides. All my lines should be parallel and completely vertical, not sideways at all. My door has a lot of designs. Geometry is very, very important to this project because we're looking at ancient ruins that have these amazing mathematical designs, straight edges. It's very important that we include motifs that are very similar. When I add color, that's when a lot of these designs are going to pop out. But I need to know about how thick they will be. So now I have some like triangles that are on either side of the doorway. So I'm going to find out where to put those. They are in the middle of the left and the right side of my building. So I do need to find the middle. X marks the spot. And then I create this triangular design. I cut off the top. I'm going to have some other shapes and geometric lines that go above it. So X marks the spot again to find where the middle is, so where I will place this. Now I did line up my ruler with the vanishing point and the top of my first triangle to find the top of the second one. They should be on the same level because they're the same height. I do the same thing for the design that's on the inside. And then these designs do not go to the vanishing point. They're just going down off the page. So a little bit of visual interpretation here. There's no math involved. And then I'm going to do a design that I had in my sketch. that has a little bit of a zigzag there. So I'm finding the width of the line and then the design itself. And now the geometric lines that are above all of these shapes. So I did have my original sketch next to me while I was working so that I could see what I was supposed to draw. The last thing I'm going to add is the little face that goes above it. Tiwanaku has a lot of faces in the structures there. That is a key feature, so I wanted to include it in my design.